This is my chauffeur for today. 4 stars Uber. You know, jeez. All right. How are you, mate?
Yeah.
How are you? This is the original Miss Jones.
This is not. I'm not the original Miss Jones.
Okay, they got the video, Helena. We got Helena.
The royalties are
Yeah.
still kind of. No, the royalties haven't come through
Okay,
yet.
what? You expect?
That's why I haven't got
I'll buy you
my
I'll buy you
Lambo.
something. Oh wow, okay. you know them Spotify streams, you know. She's already thinking of right. No, I can't even Spotify that. You know?
What do you mean? Yes, you
I don't own the beat.
What do you mean you don't own the
I don't own the beat.
We're gonna have to find the person
Okay,
who
cool.
owns it.
Yeah, we're gonna have to find it. Basically, we are on our way. I'm just
Trying
looking.
not to catch a
Yeah, we're not
right
trying
now.
to catch a case, but yeah. So I'm in Bletter's Mini. She's my Uber driver for today.
5 stars, please.
5, maybe 4 stars.
Excuse me. You're too much. I
Jesus.
hope you know the way.
What? I thought you knew the
I
way.
don't know the way.
I don't know the way. You was driving. I thought you was. Oh wait, let me. Okay, I'm gonna have to stop.
No way.
No,
wait.
I'm gonna have to stop and do the Google Maps. Okay, but yeah, so
Hold on.
original Miss Jones, because you started the thing first, and then I got Helena to do the video. So
Yeah.
you're number 1, she's number 2.
There's 2.
Yeah.
There's 2. Okay, I have to go.
Alright, bye.
Hey, babe. I'm good, babe. How are you? I can't wait to see you too. I'm just playing some chess right now with myself, but I'm all warmed up if you want around. Come and get me, babe.
Guys, walking up to the station, walking up to the event. Me and my girl Angie got Miss Jones number 1. Say hi, Blatter. Bonjour. Wow, we're international, you know.
Yeah.
International in this.
I know that she's waiting for him. I know that he's waiting for her. I know neither one of them want to make the first move because they want to stay away from her. He's got demons in his mind, and he's trying to fight them, but at the same time, he's doing his best to seem calm and leveled, even though he knows against love he rebels. This is all new to him. He's wondering what she's doing to him, because she's doing what she knows best, following her heart, but she's loosening the cages he built. She picked apart. The cages he built, she picked apart. He's refusing to believe, no, it can't be, but it is. And that's where I'll close in, because he's thinking with his mind, she's feeling with her soul, doing what she feels is right, not questioning what she's told. He wishes he could jump right in with no holding back. But that's the thing, as soon as he does, there ain't no coming back. Now this thing here, it's as long as tales go, as wide as the ocean and as long as time is old. Jeez. Bottom line is he's scared to love. And low-key, he's starting to feel like he's not enough, but he don't want to be no hypocrite, because it'll be him giving himself shit. Him and the girl are a perfect fit, but he don't want to admit. He thinks about her in ways that none other. Met in the winter, it felt like summer. So many songs could apply to her, and he don't know if he likes her or loves her. And he don't know if he likes her or loves her. He don't know if he likes her or loves her. I'm gonna check my phone before quickly.
It's okay, you get it, it's coming.
Okay, I'm gonna go. And low-key, he's starting to feel like he's had enough, but he don't want to be no hypocrite. It'll be him giving himself shit. Him and the girl are a perfect fit, but he don't want to admit. He thinks about her in ways that none other. Met in the winter, it felt like summer. So many songs could apply to her, and he don't know if he likes her or loves her. And there's this part of me, to his heart, I want to speak. And anyone that needs to hear this, from me to you, and me to me, don't be afraid of love. Fuck, haven't you had enough? Avoiding it because you think you tough. Gee, don't worry, I caught your bluff. The vulnerable are the strongest ones. Put your heart in the line. It works for some. I did that 2 years ago. Yo, it hurt too much. 2020, I couldn't see clear. Easy to say, don't live in fear. I'm so young, and I can say I've already been there. If there was advice I could give myself, I'd not be so stubborn. I'd accept the help, because I'm trying to shelter me from pain at the cost of what else. All this confusion doesn't help. Don't know what to do, it's hard to tell. And it's probably simple enough, because there's probably someone out there waiting for me to be myself.
Time dream is over and you have to watch them fall asleep to the dreams of someone new. Laughing at the jokes you once told me when no one else existed inside this reverie, when love songs were created in the shade of your gaze. Juvenile fantasies innocent hearts crave. But I see you, and I know she can't be me any more than he can be you. Saturated in each other till we wrung each other dry, plastering over the cracks with naive platitudes such as love will conquer all and all you need is love. Finger food of love's fool. Just a collection of stardust, cosmically attached, bewitched and believing we were the center of the universe, unable to acknowledge the truth. We were just the center of our universe. But like colliding stars, we exploded with the full force of creation or destruction, the union of Gaia and chaos. Oh, Mother, help us. We didn't just make love, we made tsunamis. A series of underwater volcanoes erupting in synchronicity to the will of Poseidon himself. We were Abelard and Eloise. We invented color and redefined gravity. We soared through time and space and traveled back in time to the place of our birth to experience our rebirth into this dream we call life. Enveloping each other, drowning each other, swimming against the currents, fighting against the riptides with only the other's hand reaching out for the other's hand to survive. Awaking adrift on the shores to the sounds of sirens screaming, pleading, run. Run before chaos makes a mockery of us all. So, hold her tight. Bring her right up to your chest. Breathe her in. Let her help you forget. For this love loves like only a lover who's held the other's trembling heart in the palm of their hands could ever truly understand love. And in your breath, breathe her in and let me go. Breathe in her peace in place of the torment and rage, the love we once made. Raging bulls clash, even in passion. Let her serenity quench your thirst. Let her flowers bloom in your fertile gardens, my fires left scorched. Let her love you, even though we both know she can't be me any more than he can be you. Thank you.
Observing analytically through continuance, subconsciously swerving humanity, Self-abnegation in this spiral of animation that's based on a foundation of fear. Protecting my essence inversely. Here is the entirety that I never faced. My subliminal existence is due to your resistance. So let go, ego, because I'm just so fucking over. The self-denial, with no distinction of deserving. Reserving gives dominance to somebody else. The misapplication in serving the limitations that I put on myself. I'm bored of the broken record. These repeated patterns that loop endlessly will play it safe for eternity if I don't change it up. So I'm taking Lady Luck along for the ride. I've got my guardian angel by my side. I'm learning how to tune into the moment. When I'm connected to source, I feel it. This love is power, it's potent. For a hot minute, I'm in it. Before you drag me out. You won't release me to the moment you rodent, gnawing through me with self-doubt. Scritch, scratch, with your pitter-patter claws. Skitter-scatter meditations, I can't escape, I'm yours. Chitter-chatter, knitter-natter, chatting shit that doesn't matter. Ruminating, conversating, always wanting more. You may win the battles, but I will win this war. Not today, you say. Not today. Today you stay that little girl lost in the woods, hiding under hoods, missing all the goods. Where can these healing hands help others and not myself? I take another self-help book from off the shelf. All this psychological understanding, and I'm still not landing on my feet. You won't let me complete forgiveness. You love to witness that I'm still not over this. My thoughts aren't even real. I'm just having a conversation with myself here. You don't even exist. Yet you still stop me from connecting to universal consciousness. This was supposed to be my power piece, but you took over the pen. There you go, my ego playing tricks on me again. Because every time I raise my vibration, you get closer to annihilation. So you assist dark forces in a bid to keep me low. You block my flow. You just won't let me go. You're in charge of this self-sabotage. You love the internal struggle. You survive that way. But I'm no longer gonna fight you. You thrive that way. Today, I play. Because if life is a dance floor, then I must be the fucking DJ. So I'm gonna cross-fade you into a sweeter tune, dimmer your volume as I transition and up my tempo. Scritch, scratch this broken record, flip it, split it, scatter your defenses and spin them into a dope track. Mix your chitter-chatter into a new beat, drop some bass lines, and let my soul speak.
Does anybody here know British Sign Language? Yeah? Okay, fantastic, cool. So I started losing my hearing a little while back, so I started to teach myself British Sign Language now. Do you want me to teach you guys some? Yeah? Okay, so I'm going to teach you the alphabet. So A, do you want to do it with me? Boom. A, E, I, O, and U, so all the vowels are there, and we'll go through the alphabet. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, this is my favorite one, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. And it's called finger spelling. And I wrote this poem to teach myself how to do it, and in response to Nilofa Nova's Secret Alphabet poem. So I'm trying to memorize it too, so a lot of things happening. Right. A message I typed before was deceiving us both in the delectable dark of the evening. Thus my effort did fade in the cold light of wake. Now we drift between the lines that are fake. G, yet again, heart H leaves you and I jaded. It will be okay once these alphabet scribbles and verses have faded. Delusions of grandeur leave me empty, so I greet myself as an old enemy. Oh, we could be happy, but there's a queue of people who are just like you. There's no escape from expectations of me, which wrongly believe I'm a poetic entity. Can't you see? Ain't it clear? It's all just a veneer. When I raise you up, double you up, it's not excellence. I only write nonsense, though I don't quite know why. Guess it's just easier to live an alphabet syndrome lie.
I used to be the kind of kid that always thought no one loved me. And this was due to the lack of love shown by those closest to me. So close yet, they never really hugged me. Left me feeling a little bit worthless and unlovable, so I took the subtle cue from them in my head which said to go and fuck me. And this must be bittersweet. See, I grew up bittersweet, felt lonely, lost and alone so much that I bit a sweet that made me feel a little less hollow inside, so I carried on eating that made me feel a little less hollow inside, so I carried on eating till it took every bit of me. And then that bit of me expanded into 21 stone in size, making many fatty deposits, many bits of me. And it grew in some bitter compulsion, some bitter greed. But see, inside every rapper, I just wanted to find that missing bit of me. But came to no surprise when I found no bits of peace left in them pits of sweets that I used to collect in my tear-stained pillows and sheets. And now I can't even begin to look at a sour treat without thinking of that taste. Bittersweet. See, just a bittersweet teen feeling unfulfilled, left high school at 15 to go smoke weed on a field. This was my fate settling, a cycle repetitive, ambitions were negative, paired with enemies. That's definitely getting repetitive. I'm turning 19 soon and this smoking's indefinite. My lungs must be feeling the pain of the haze that remains every day, damage to my brain at an adolescent age. Man, it's just deafening. But to these screams, I scream, shut up please! But unfortunately, the response is tragic, bitterly, and there I see go, yet just another bit of me, bloody bittersweet. And now I'm 22 and stoned all the time, so guess who bit another fucking sweet? Yeah. I've got some bitter genes, biological deficiencies, unstable mental chemistry, SPD, BPD, EUPD. OMG, will you all just have a day off, please? I'm begging you at my knees, release me from bittersweet. A bittersweet me, a bittersweet you, a bittersweet we. Everyone soon leaves, but why never bittersweet? And now I'm trying to cry in the tears in which I once stored sweets. But these dried up fragments just might be the last remains of me. So I'm gonna have to wait and see and stick around if there's anything to come of all this. JC.C. See, I used to be the kind of kid that always thought no one loved me. And now I'm an adult, I know no one does! Feeling like an abstract external being produced on Mars, awaiting to see Beetlejuice's scars, the remains of a beautiful star, the sight I behold in my future's heart. But knowing me, it will only be bitterly bittersweet. If I was to ever travel this vast galaxy and I met an extraterrestrial called ET, I would ask simply, alien, is that you or is that me? Alien, can you tell me please? But wait, it's black around now. Am I in space? What's Earth become to be? Was I even ever alive and was it ever even bittersweet? Or am I just in another manic week? Hallucinations and emotional intensity. Another time where I've had no sleep. Another part of my chest bleeds. And another time just wishing, no fucking praying there was someone here with me. But what I've come to learn in recent times, ladies and gentlemen, is I'm never truly alone when I'm with Bittersweet's company. Thank you very much. I'm JC. Have a lovely night.
She slid into my DMs and said she's thinking of me. And when she sent that message, she took off her wedding ring and pawned it for a silver bullet. Gave me the gun, pointed to her heart and whispered, please spare me no mercy. This serpent was tempted by Eve. I've circumvented my ethics, you best believe. I repented and 500 lashes self-inflicted is what I received because I don't want to be perceived as a homewrecker, a womanizer just like my father. I love the Kama Sutra, but I need to follow the Dharma, but Mara's law is taking my integrity to the slaughter. A devil's buffet of desire, greed, and thirst plated by the pauper. Cooked by the muted preacher reading Bible verses. These wise fools disperses into the air, but the belly touches the surface of my conscience. You know, I hate the fact that sounds so fucking obnoxious when I take a hand and I say, babe, you think this is love? But I think you confuse it with lust, it's mutual trust. There's this nuclear fusion between us, but no, don't touch me there. Come on, like, don't kiss me there. This is not fair. I will spontaneously combust. Can't I be cop blocked by my morals? Not rest low on my laurels, not die for the pearls in your corals, and I'm tipping on the Thanos blade and it tips. And I sample the nectar in your shade and shit. I should have known I couldn't score without crossing the line. And now I'm 7 time zones away from the departure, and I'm with the Bible as a mosaic on the floor. Thank you for listening.
So, I'm in my head because you're on my mind. And I keep stumbling over myself because these feelings have me loving you blind. I say that to show you that I'll follow you wherever you go. And if that means spiritually, then that's okay because angels need protecting too. Who's to blame for this? Trapped in a place where my cravings for you are uncontrollable. Should it be me because I didn't practice loving myself before I started loving you? You're thinking love meant doing things in an effort to please you. You were heaven sent, the way your image appeared to me. I had to acknowledge you, anything else would be unholy. I blame love. At first it was hard, but I opened up and gave you the unrefined parts of me. You're thinking that I've figured it out. You're thinking that I've made it. You're thinking that, yeah, this love thing is real easy. But you were using cheat codes too. At times we both played games and did it unfairly. This is how I know playing games in my relationship isn't for me. Nah, I blame you. You did this. Your body, mind, soul, heart. Why did every element of you have to be so sexy? Don't go. Don't go. You don't have to go right now. You don't have to go right now. Don't go. I see so many reasons why. Don't go. You don't have to go right now. You don't have to go right now. Don't go. Don't go. They say love can be blind, but I've seen it being unkind. I've been wondering if it often switched between the two, running game from time to time. We used to do so many different things to unwind, we had our alone time. You made me grease your hair, then massage it. Your head tilting back with highs disappearing behind those beautiful blinds. Your body and I having conversations, it's language confirming that you are mine. If I say I didn't think about you, then my actions will show you that's a lie. If I say I didn't miss you, then just read my poems. It's clear evidence that I had to fill that gaping void. How is it that I'm here experiencing something different from what love previously recommended to me? No, I'm in my heart, because here you're also. I don't want to, but I must ask you to leave. You don't have to go right now, don't go. Don't go. You ain't gotta go right now. You ain't gotta go right now, don't go. Don't go.
I sat
Memories, flashbacks of past arguments brought thoughts to my mind. If I had run upstairs, shouting may have arose behind me, like memories of mine fighting to resurface in my life. Fear of this overwhelmed me to the extent my heart felt scared, scared as voices raised, scared as my mom misunderstood, scared that divorce may resurface in their minds as conflict between them unwinds with every line they recite. It's trapped inside of her bones, like a part of her soul ingrained in her. Like it makes her identity as if with it she's whole. It's a fear. It's never too far, like home. It started in her home all them years ago. She has constant flashbacks of the aggro within the walls that sheltered raised tones that make my bones, my heart, my soul, my chest, my whole being fragile to raised tones. Their arguments echo in my mind. Their arguments echo in my mind. The river of love in my house ran dry. I was fed fear. Through the absence of love and trust, with the presence of abuse and arguments between them, I still taste the days they fed me at the most. The days that so vividly bring the taste of fear to my mind and makes me feel trapped inside of myself with an enemy of myself, fear. A fear I did not create. Nor did I wish to take, but place inside of my mind as if it's never too late to remind me of the days that make my heart race. Fast-paced, mind ache, wide awake to the present day, raised voices between them, that take any peace between them, that take my fragile bones and make them more fragile to raise tones that sense of fear. Strong enough to drive my mind back to initial times when the bang of every single pot and pan left my heart panicking, as if gasping for fresh air, as if suffocated by air, intoxicated by fear, my heart racing, as if my blood running faster would stop what would come after, what would last inside of me for years after, an aggressive, offended, raised voice with the intention to surpass the volume of the banging pots of pans. So I heard on repeat, as if the only two songs in my childhood playlist titled Fear of Love, two competitive out of love instruments, no matter how hard they were played, the only melody they produced, the only lyrics they made only ever sounded like hate. Music I have to listen to this day, as their melodies play memories to this day. They could only produce sounds you wouldn't want your child to use. Sounds your child shouldn't use. Sounds you should fear them hearing instead of letting them fear by hearing. Thank you.
They asked, "Oh lantern, what do you need?" I replied, "I just want to sit at the feet of love with copious tears of gratitude, like the yielding tree in humility, offering its fruit and flowers to aspiring humanity. To open up my heart to its beauty, like the sunflower does, unfurling its natural radiance in the light of seasonal spring. To be like the sapphire moon, offering iridescent beams without conditions. Butterflies dance in circling loops, even as the rings of Saturn encircles the earth in a kaleidoscope of grandeur. These brilliant discs, a series of concentric rings shepherding moons to stabilize their orbit. We're all within an immeasurable loop, a ring of coils fashioned by the master musician, playing his enchanting tambourine, mesmerizing us with its rhythm. We are love's music, absorbed like Mozart in a divine rhapsody. In this arena of life, in this Olympic stadium of stadiums, we play games on tracks with numerous looping lanes. Can you feel the pace? Beating, everything in tempo, in harmony with the one. Cadences conjoined with the eternal, tapping our fingers, our feet, our hearts. So, da 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 da, da 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 da, da 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 da, da 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 da. We swing. Listen to the chords of the synthesizer, the sweet melody of the guitar, the drum beat of Jannat calls us, even as our hips sway
arms flail and we rock to the hammer and anvil of the alchemist, the challenges of love. We are the symphony. Life is the maestro and love, the very pulse that beats the prana of omnipresence, of being. Can you hear the conches of victory? Can you feel the soul-stirring notes? Da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I was called while submerged in my mother's womb until she broke waters and I came out dancing. After the midwife had set up the cord from the dark loop of umbilical energies. Now I'm in a hula hoop, spinning with the joys of spontaneous radiance like the moon. There is an unfinished aria in my head, how I long to bring you flowers while singing the song to you. Whirling, whirling, life is my opera, and I'm the master dervish, twirling on only mystical beats in this dome of life, so as to gleam like shooting stars in heaven. Da 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 da, da 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 da, da 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 da, da 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 da. London Carrier.
It's hard to look at the man in the mirror when the reflection is blurred. I have jagged edges internally and my mind is my personal mortal enemy. I'm afraid, scared and petrified. I can't stop the echoed screaming that turns on in my brain, which is on a constant loop. I just want peace at night. I say I have insomnia because it's easier to say that than to say I have businessmen conducting business in my own head. Looking like and sounding like something out of Body Snatchers, they have and speak and look every single way like me. I write a lot about my dad because I feel broken and not much of a man without him in my life. I feel like maybe I had been a better man if he was still around, but my brain just simply tells me, well, at least you ain't disappointing him by how unlike him you've become. I guess it's easier to wrestle with these demons than to speak aloud. It's not like I don't try, because I truly do. But the battle and struggle is all internal, it's never seen externally, to which it seems, oh, he's the quiet one, he just rolls over, he's soft, he's not a fighter, he's this, he's not that. He just sat there with a face that looks like a slapped ass. I wish I could give you a glimpse of what goes on in my head. I wish you could see the internal war and constant battles I win and lose. I wish you could understand why I'm so fucking tired of crying. But end up doing so because my body is tired. Yes, I speak about my disability. I speak about my limp like it's in my past. I'm able to stand up on stage and compare myself to being taller than this mic stand that's in front of me. But it's not the public that frightens me. No, the most scariest stage is when the lights are off, when everything is quiet and I feel the most alone. That's probably why I watch films at night. I imagine myself friends with the characters and sometimes as those characters to escape, to create noise, to do everything possible to drown out the voices. I juxtapose myself. I like being alone, but I can't deal with the quietness. The voices that live rent-free in my head have, since I can remember, fed me what they believe a man should look like. It's not been media or TV that's tainted my view of the man I am. My head has done a better job than media could. There's a constant personalized loop in my head, playing everything that it believes to why I am not man enough. Playing every single voice that growing up sang to the tune that my head sings. Now I'd be lying if I didn't say bullying didn't affect me. Doesn't affect me now. But yet I still lie to myself when I say I forgive all those that did. Nah, fuck them. I don't know if I'll ever be able to heal. I don't know if I'll no longer be afraid of the dark. I don't know if I'll no longer be afraid of quiet. I don't know if I'll be able to no longer fear. I fear the father I may become. I fear transferring this to my kids. Everything in my body fears that, but a tiny voice in my head is what fights. It fights for my relationships. It fights for my family. It fights for my Father in heaven. It fights for my mother who's not stopped fighting for me. It fights especially harder for my future children. Poetics, I'm trying to remove this glass internally, but it's hard to remove without making cuts. But I know for now I will fight, even if it's hard. Peace, see the God, Papa God, thank you.
I don't want to wake up again. It's like I'm excreting depression along with sweat and tears again. It's all so heavy and the weight is too much to carry. I can't even cry anymore. I miss crying. I miss being able to process the pain and exhaustion through tears. It was easier to process them that way. Now it's like I'm a bottle of fizz just waiting to explode, and I never know when it's going to explode. At least you know when a bottle of fizz is shaken, it's going to explode when you open it. The bubbles give you a warning, it will leak when opened. I can't even see my bubbles. An ounce of affection creates a small bubble, it seems. And then when more affection floods in, more bubbles are created, and pow, there's my mental breakdown. I don't cope the way I used to, and I'm fed up with how I cope now. It's just a volcano exploding every few months, and the lava is singeing every hair follicle, every pore, every limb, even my internal organs. So I'll be ash spread across the floor if this continues. You are the reason I can't cry anymore. You being the ex who gave me it all, support, consistency, acceptance, nearly marriage, and then that wasn't here anymore. Your choices turned into mistakes, and I suffered. I cried and cried and cried, and nothing. You were gone. That's why I can't cry anymore. You are the reason why my brain has changed the way it copes, and I'm the one having to try and adapt to that now. I'm surrounded by people, yet I'm at the point where everyone feels once in a while where I still feel lonely. I know the person I need, and I miss her dearly, and she's just not here. She would know how to comfort me and make it all feel lighter, but she's just not here. Why are you not here? I need you. The person who has been here doesn't seem to comfort my uneasiness and anxiety anymore. Her way of trying to help just doesn't help. Her way of helping has changed. I wish we could go back and I wish we could go back and the ease you gave me could still be here, but that isn't here either. So now I'm 3 people down, 3 of the most important people I have had in my life, gone. Blown into the wind, and I can't help but worry I was the person who blew the dandelion, allowing them to flow with the wind, away from me. Thank you.
You say I want to have my cake and eat it too. And in our culture of scarcity, I see how it's easy to feel that's true, but you see, I'm not saying I want to eat all the cake in the world and simultaneously never take a bite. I don't want to stop by every bakery, go on a massive sugar binge, all the while preaching detox diets, stuff my face for days on end, and have cake delivered to my door every 5 minutes. But what I am saying is, I love cake. I love the bakery right across from my house where they sell my favorite carrot cake. But that doesn't mean I don't want to get the creamy chocolate dessert over in central London every once in a while. I can write 5-star reviews on 10 different cakes and find it impossible to compare a delicious tiramisu to a fruity fresh apple pie. I am not creating an impossible world of greedy sin by choosing to love more than one cake at a time and letting all the bakers know they're not the only place I'll ever order from. Also, guys, I put a lot of effort into the cakes I eat. Savoring each bite for the unique and special piece of cake that it is, loving its textures and layers exactly as they are. And in the strange cake world analogy, I guess I'm one of the cakes too. And I don't want to be closed down in this one coffee shop where I can be enjoyed on this particular plate behind these closed doors, eaten with this particular spoon, because otherwise, I am a bad cake. Neither am I saying that I should have all the cake, but you can only have mine. I'm not out there trying to shut every bakery you set your eyes on while selfishly having my fun. In fact, I want to work hard to be happy for you when you find the bakery you love too. Don't worry, I'm not here to steal your cake or convince you to ditch that cake mid-bite and run off with me to find more cake. I am not saying we need to like the same cake, eat the same cake, want the same cake. In fact, I think my dessert menu can be totally different from yours, and if you choose to eat only one type of cake for the rest of your life, that's totally fine with me. I won't waste time staring your food down. Look, all I'm saying is there's all this cake, and even if I choose to enjoy more than one type, there's still enough left for everyone I choose to feed. And who the hell gets to decide how much cake is reasonable anyways? Sometimes it feels like you want to track my calories instead of your own, and then get jealous that I don't gain weight. Well, I work out too, and that's the part you don't see, the heavy workouts of it all. Thank you.
The harder you fall, the higher you bounce. Success is measured in weight by the ounce.
Come on.
Get ready to pounce. It's time to announce that you won so many points that we lost count. Success is the sum of small efforts repeated day in and out, there to remove failure's doubt, helps you become devout, consider it a workout. If you are constantly improving, you are winning. Every inning, because the end becomes a new beginning. You never know what change is bringing, on what foundation it's building. To find out the depth of character, you must keep digging. Because success is fitting, you can't take it as a given. If you're not giving anything, take the hit and keep hitting.
Come on.
You were born kicking, it's just a sign of living. When you're at the top, it's easier for success to fall on you. But failure wants you to fall through, to tell you that you haven't paid your dues, that you're screwed. Its view is slightly skewed. Only success sees the breakthrough, the debut, the preview, so you know how to pursue and die as much as you live up to. Thank you. Yeah? Okay. I take a sip of orange juice and let the judgments come through. You don't know what it's like to sit there and have to explain your lifestyle choices, squeezing me for answers, testing me like the zest isn't good enough. Prosecco, madam? No, thank you. I add with a smile. I follow it up with a I don't drink. Simply so she doesn't have to keep asking. Oh, you don't drink. And so it begins. Sometimes I sit there and wonder if I'll ever get sick of it. Scratch that, I'm already bored. No, I don't, I said, with almost gritted teeth. That's what you need, grit, to continually answer questions like these. For all the meat I don't eat, all the eggs that don't crack, scramble or fry, I'm always poached for answers. Thank you. Okay, last one. When you refuse to join in on gossip, you become the subject, but don't let it affect you. You don't connect with people in that way, so maybe they're just deflecting. Instead of directing that energy at themselves, you never know what to expect. They neglect themselves but act like they're perfect, projecting onto others because they can't reflect on their own behavior, so you lose respect. That's just a side effect. Better to accept it, gives you time to digest, then you can forget about it, instead of obsessing over it. They might protest it, say they regret what they said, but by then it's already caused too much upset. Thank you.
Memories tainted with imperfection, and I stand there looking at my reflection thinking, wasn't there more to this than love's lack of retaliation? Emotions start cooking, add the vodka to the suppressed sadness, mix it all together, it becomes a madness. As you can see here, it's coming to the boil. Take it off the heat and add a gram of your chosen poison, but it tastes like the remedy. Moved on into the club and I can see right there, double vision telling myths of what reality has become to be. But all my heartstrings want to do is play you the perfect melody. No, stop it, block it out. This don't taste so good now. Let's go back to the kitchen. kitchen where emotions start cooking, sprinkle the last bit of fairy dust and the unknown becomes an absolute must. It's steaming, I think it's ready for me to put the beef in. Phone's out, thumbs ready, keyboard warrior is bold and half steady. This concoction I've made has given me the power to say what I want to say, which is, I hate you, I love you, why, what, when, where, who? Let's go back down the avenue, rewind the tales and I'll make you a brew. Fuck the bullshit, it's sacrilege. The clap's ready to give you a round of applause and I'll be the one there standing, pointing, laughing, waiting for you to come home. So I can make you your favourite meal where our emotions start cooking, love's lasting potion can swing us back in motion. Mixed with your laughter and my snore, your celebrity impressions will never fall short. We'll whack a bit of trust and honesty, this feed has become our priority. Grubs up, tuck in. Let me be the feeder, fuel greed the sinner, get to the heart through the stomach and that'll be the winner, but no matter how much I give, the hole's not filled, it's outlived. So my emotions start cooking, next morning's hunger is feeling rather vulgar and I wonder, did I call that number? You plonker. Pick up, scroll through, and there I see you and your new missus. Hold hands, kiss cheeks. I forgot that we peaked. Hearts beat, bled, broke, bruised. Who knew that would be the closure to help me move? Now this loss ain't gonna heal anytime soon, but now I can stop wasting my time. So for that, thank you. The last one that I will be performing is called Lads Night Out. So here it is, Friday night. Gary's looking for a sesh, so he's at the pub and waiting for it to become a fucking delight. Now Pete's walked through, he's all right back the white, he's the shining knight. Excited for tomorrow to be a rewrite from feeling like utter shite. Because it's never just 1, 2 or 3, meaning we stay till 4, 5, 6 in the morning. Now we're morning. But let's rewind it back to 1 when the pre-drinks at work were getting fun. Liquid lunching, munching, crisps and peanuts on a stomach that 7 pints of Carling Day is fucking flying. Look at him, ha ha, you joker. Right, where's next? Who's closer? Steve volunteers his tribute. Smash on the way back, grab some tins, then call a cab. Oi, boss man, you got yours. There's always one who's got to sort out the tunes. How long's it gonna take? Before we know it, there he breaks. Up the stairs into the lair, pre-drinking substance beginning, grab the keys, we're only teasing. It's 5 now, so let's just stay here, then go pub in a bit. Then the time flies when the fun is in full swing. Now let's herd everyone like a pack of sheep. Now grab the bolt into the Swan's Inn, and this is where we catch up with Pete and Gary, who we know are on it, so let the party begin. Just a couple more scores. My bank is going to be sore, but that's tomorrow's worries, not now's flurries. What's the time? 9, 10? Or who's on what next? We can't go race, we ain't got the right trainers. No bubbles, they say, that's why it's always filled with dickheads and chinos. So let's just suck it off and go mojitos. Oh, what? He's fucking shit there. Well, that's why it's good. Who's got the food? Dave does, now Pete does too. Well, we're going to need more, so get that in before. Just rolled into the AM and the club is packed. Floor is covered in talent and pervs. Dave can't dance, Steve is chewing, Pete is ordering, Gaz is necking, pints, sadly. Women aren't his forte, to be fair, they ain't for anyone in this game. Pete's got the acres, so let's go toilet, then have a fag. Smoking area being the main room for the stags. Club's closed in, but we're still chasing the nights high. Fine, we can go back to mine. Now, as Dave said this, he knew he instantly regretted it, but he can't go back now, so bring on the 4 AM sins. Cab number 3 has a surge charge, didn't help when Gaz was trying to give it large. Fuck it, open the door, give me the medicine, I need the cure. Hey, look who's found a spare baggie, top up's in need for sure. Fuck, that's Kate! Oh no, I'm trying to stay away from that shit. Fuck, sorry mate, I didn't know. Now we're all bugging out, wonky and insecure. It's time to lose. I don't know what's in store. Don't think I'm ready for reality just yet, so let's just call in for more. But no one's answering. Fuck, what's the time? 8 AM. Oh, let's call it there. The light's shining bright and the crust in the nose is feeling kind of dodgy, but let's see how we're feeling for next Friday night, shall we?
Love is in the air. Love is in the air. But not for me, though. Okay. Like my good man said, Valentine is coming. Where's your boy? boyfriend. Well, one imagination away from securing my man. You see that tall, dark, and handsome young thing over there? I'm gonna make him mine. But when I step to him, I'm already crumbling. Words stumbling, heart murmuring. 'Cause I don't usually approach men. I don't have the confidence. Now I spent months on end trying to work out whether a guy likes me or not. I don't think I can pluck enough daisies to come to that conclusion. And I know you guys are gonna tell me to seize the day. So I'ma seize the cake, I mean seize the pie that's coming straight to my face, because the guy I liked back in secondary school didn't like me back. Funny how things stick in the brain. I go through phases where I'm feeling myself, and the flirtatious energy's on 10. So I'm spitting that game, I'm dropping that banter, for him to only refer to me as a friend. I promise you I'm good at reading people and seeing the signs. I've got intuition. Apart from that time where I thought he wanted to be alone with me, but he brought his friends. And yeah, I may have hopped on a dating app or two, but I just wanted to know the hype. And I kind of been reduced to my Ray Schmurd on some I ain't gonna type. But Bumble kept it humble, and I barely got stung by the bee. And Hinge made me cringe, because the guys only wanted one thing, fill in the gaps. So when you ask me where my boyfriend is, I don't have one. I can barely hold down a guy. I have a shamble love life instead. Now try that on for size. Gurl Winter. And it's funny how my name's called Gurl Winter when I tend to make people chuckle, but I'm down in the dumps and I'm down with a funk and I don't mean I smell. I'm down in the slums, I'm down and I'm up and I'm up and I'm down. I'm down and I'm numb because I finally succumb to the reality of my feelings. I'm depressed. So that is some sad girl-ish from you. Moving on swiftly. So the poem before is called Where's Your Boyfriend? This next poem is on some Blue's Clues thing. So please listen out for the clues. He's infectious. Everyone wants a piece of him. We all know who he is. You just got to crack the code. He ruined me from the age of 19 when he took me under his wing. I thought I was going places. I thought I was going places. But they warned me from the start, so you're going to regret this. But I thought that this was the change in my life that was needed. I should have saw the signs that I was going to be programmed. I had to do standards just to meet up to his standards. It was a bit OCD if you ask me, but I soon followed in his footsteps and wanted everything to be perfect. He was and still is known as the king, but that's cap if you ask me, because no amount of great tech is going to deter me from speaking my truth. Master manipulator his puppets at his fingertips. As soon as Steve is on the shop floor, everyone's running around like headless chickens, trying to look busy. I'll never forget the day where someone spoke to me through profanities, effing and blinding. He must have lost his damn mind, because little did he know, I wanted to punch him up. I had to risk my life for his seal of approval. 10 toes in down the center, just to retrieve guards that had a crocodile and swoosh on it. If man backed out a shank on me, what would happen next? Well, I wouldn't be here to tell the story. Nor do I own an SIA badge, but that doesn't matter. Because whether you're on the early, the sideman, or the late shift, best believe he wants you back the next day on a 6-3. Flip me! Talk about reaching new levels of illegalities. Oh, you 16! 10 p.m. finish, but you're not going home till 11:30, 12 a.m. You get me? Of course. Let me just remind you what the next line is. Bear with, bear with. Bear with, bear with. But would you believe me if I said the spirits are lurking, his demons of the night, to spread confusion and instill fright. One man said he saw a hand illuminating in the light, a mere reflection of a young child. Then man had to play the Quran out loud, and I don't blame them, because we all need God's protection from the underworld. The only thing that kept me going was witnessing the fine wine that he kept on bestowing. So, beautiful black men, I see you, but I also had to unsee you, because that yell on your hand can see me too. Okay. And I don't want no smoke. But remember this, when you men are out here stunting in your 95s, living life to the max, us men are being paid peanuts. And that's even before tax, national minimum wage, for us men to be in mental disarray. And don't get me started on being called mate, because I'm not their mate. Anyways, I've been through the trenches. I started off in a sweatbox, moved to the streets, and finally in Surrey Keys. I have 6 years of jail time under my belt. I know he changed me because I was no longer myself. And yes, I'm a victim of being cast under his spell. I left him twice and returned to his modern day hell. His name? Any ideas who I'm talking about? What I'm talking about? John David. Abbreviated form? JD Sports. Bun JD! Bun JD! Bun JD! Bun JD! Bun JD! Cool. So I'm gonna just quickly do this last one, and then I'm gonna leave you to the main event. We were the appetizers, but we're gonna give you the main. But cool. It's all flowers and kisses, as he refers to you as his new missus, but he wants to have his cake and eat it too. Joke's on him though, because the only two he's coming into contact with is diabetes. Because the love was built on trust, but he's now displaying elements of lust as he's looking at the next girl with the fat. Bunda. And then he's gonna say something like, I wasn't staring, babe. There was just something in my eye. The eye is the foundation for his life as you realize you're no longer mesmerized by the guy you thought was fine. But he's not your man, babes. He's for the streets. You begin to reflect on your time when he would not give you the FaceTime when you were going through something rather sublime. He would rather hop online and play COD with the guys and talk about girls they nearly piped. But who said romance is dead? But sis, it's time to open your eyes and redefine the purpose of your life, because it's certainly not with this guy. Enough said. So, that's me, guys. I go by the name
Harsh and gloom, dark tomb, cocoon, classroom. Doom loomed, wounds bloomed, my eyes consumed swoons of typhoon tears in year 6. The year is 2002. At 11 years of age, I felt afraid and bemused, dazed and confused, mentally enslaved and abused due to the school system's crippling curriculum. My teachers refused to listen, they just dismissed and became distant vixens when my dyslexic symptoms victimized me throughout Key Stage 3. All I learned was Key Stage of self-hatred when being special ed segregated. Letters played games with mimicry. B's mirrored D's, G's resembled P's, and C's copied E's as whiteboard words would weave around when I drowned in a sea of sentences. Verbs and nouns resembled menaces. Tension hit my hand and wrist due to awkward pencil grip. My mental shift to terror whenever grammatical errors severed my confidence in two. Paragraphs would damage my heart, easily confused by my left and right. Numbers spoke volumes of plight, incapable to grasp the simplest of mathematical tasks. Eyesight blurred, bright lights hurt, pronunciation and blurred. Story time! Not for me. Sat at the back of classroom, catch-up work. Stop and start when reading, stuck in the mud seating, despise public speaking, self-esteem fleeting, dwelling on spelling, grades never excelling, IQ beating, black and blue. Amazing how a place that's supposed to educate made me feel like a fool. ridiculed and damned, especially when it came to the end of year exams as I stand in single file. My peers have nothing to fear, but in the air, I sense the essence of something vile. Rotten has blossomed to plague, sickening tickening of clocks echo away. Corridors morph, thoughts distort, feeling paler than a corpse, trapped in an overthinking cage. Emotions push to their brink as my soul begins to sink. They say boys don't cry, so I man up instead of shrink. But I feel a curse emerge as I begin to hurt. A choking sensation awakens underneath my fragile frame. Anxiety violently explores my brain. Walking like I'm shackled in chains. With every step, my breath is slain. Ringing in the ears, severe thunderous numbness. Sears, hot flushes, cold chills, chest pains, trembling limbs, sweat trickling, popping of veins. Heart beating faster than a speeding train. I take a seat to sip my sats. Cloudy mindset, here comes the rain. Tasting, dripping, internally made. English, science, math, stupid, pathetic. I think I'm going to collapse. Question 1, what's the answer to that? Hey, yo, jodY, relax. Ah! jodY, leave! You're disrupting everybody! So I fled the scene in screams of silence. All I needed was some reassurance or guidance, but my teachers chose to be defiant, locked in a noiseless toilet so no one can hear me crying. Over the horizon, I see no lights rising. Preteen is too young to start self-inflicting violence. But I hate the skin I live in, so I start slicing by scratching my arms, 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 until the bloody wounds resemble Roman numerals. Looking at the boy in the mirror like I want to ruin you, slewing all my mind's oozing cruel manners of pain. Guess what the first question was? Name. jodY. Why me? Am I autistic or am I artistic? I ask you this because you see, I see my disability not as a difficulty. In fact, if anything, it's a diffability because I have this ability to view the world from a different perspective. Yeah. I refuse to neglect it. Most people choose to disrespect it. That's cruel. But this respect that I'm due will fuel the duality and morality within my reality. But if you choose to intrude my mentality, I will interject with my intellect and fucking give you a wallop. My mind is a creative mess, filled with aggression and depression, like the workings of Jackson Pollock. I'm a young, dumb, punk, cunt, batshit spastic that is crazy and trapped. Hate is attached to my soul. I wish you would go before I collapse and go cold, but I decide to attack and be bold. Thanks to the effects of alcohol. Thinking drinking liquor will help my friendships be richer, when in actuality it made me sicker and killed them quicker. Like the time I was in love. She gave misleading devotions, I read misleading emotions, thus causing a commotion, putting eruption and corruption into motion. Evil spelt backwards is love, and that's one deceiving potion. Evil spelled backwards is love, and that's one deceiving potion. I'm so sorry. Evil spelled backwards is love, and that's one deceiving potion. I'm so sorry, this never happens. I'm going to take it back a bit, apologies. Can I take that one from the top? Am I autistic or am I artistic? I ask you this because you see, I see my disability not as a difficulty. In fact, if anything, it's a diffability, because I have this ability to view the world from a different perspective. I refuse to neglect it. Most people choose to disrespect it. That's cruel, but this respect that I'm due will fuel the duality and morality within my reality. But if you choose to intrude my mentality, I will interject with my intellect and fucking give you a wallop. My mind is a creative mess, filled with aggression and depression, like the workings of Jackson Pollock. I'm a young, dumb, punk cunt, batshit spastic, that is, crazy in trap. Hades is attached to my soul. I wish you would go before I collapse and go cold, but I desire to attack and be bold. Thanks to the effects of alcohol. Thinking drinking liquor will help my friendships be richer, when in actuality it made me sicker and killed them quicker. Like the time I was in love. She gave misleading devotions, I read misleading emotions, thus causing a commotion, putting eruption and corruption into motion. Evil spelt backwards is love, and that's one deceiving potion. And that's one deceiving potion. No, it's gone, man. I apologize. It's completely gone. This is new for me.
Okay.
This is very new for me. Freestyle. Oh. I'm sorry, everyone.
When she was alone? When she was alone?
Evil spelled backwards is love, and that's one deceiving potion. When she was alone. Evil spelled backwards is love, and that's one deceiving potion. When she was alone, I was the one she seeked. When she was tired, my chest is where she chose to sleep. When she would weep, I made sure she never felt weak. After every truthful, beautiful, and musical moment we had, our relationship peaked. If she asked me to jump off a cliff, I would have made that leap. For so long I've been searching, for so long we've been flirting, for so long I've been hurting. So these words must be released. I love you. Are the words I wish I said before that night of dread. You invited your ex into your bed, looked at me in the eyes with despise, dropped your disguise and replied, jodY, I don't trust you. Silence. You don't trust me? Defiance. Is this some type of fuckery? Violence. Let me mention this. Being autistic and artistic makes me extremely sensitive. Agile and fragile when it comes to matters of the heart. When it comes to my art, on the outside, I might look cool and collective, but in the inside, I'm reckless. I get vexed quick. When in a bad mood, I should not be messed with unless when I get your fucking head split. You won't want to clash with this titan. I'll tear you apart like the Greek god Typhon. Left hook you, Tyson, choke you out, Python. Have you seen stars, Orion, and think you're the city of David, Zion? But let's get back to that night where pain was tearful rain and vicious voices caused criminal choices. As I hold back my tears and try to disappear without making a sound, her bitter spirit pushed me to drink spirits that taste bitter. Now I'm drunk walking with a frown. Many voices go round. Her ex pats me on the back and says, stop being a clown. Pow! Motherfucker went down like a twin tower. Words within the hour. Her screams filled the room like the steam from a shower. It's impossible for me to stay calm. He's kneeling. Nose bleeding, skin peeling while pleading not to be harmed. But I don't give a fuck because I'm about to go in and show him how it feels to have your heart cut. Next thing I know, I'm on my way home. In my mum's car, heart scarred, feeling like a disgraced piece of waste who doesn't deserve to be part of the human race. Contemplating and debating what I've done and who I've become over the course of a couple months as I fall deeper into the abyss. Take back what I did is all I wish. She was someone I cherished, but what was once one has now perished. Before meeting her, my life was nice and fair, but now I feel like I wake up into a nightmare. But now I feel like I wake up into a nightmare. But what was once one has now perished. Before meeting her, my life was nice and fair, but now I feel like I wake up into a nightmare. But now I feel like I wake up into a nightmare. At home alone, my own, feeling disowned. So, I grabbed a belt, pulled back on that strap and felt that, leaving my lungs, I swayed and swung, choking and hoping the underworld comes. My head goes red and numb. I scream and shout, but nothing comes out. I can taste the flood of blood in my mouth and cold shivers as I deliver myself to the darkness, but see myself in the mirror and think, how can I be this heartless? To my mother, brother, sister. All because of Cupid's stupid game of lovers. Then suddenly, snap, the belt breaks and I collapse to the floor. They say your whole life flashes before your eyes just before you die, but all I could see was the man I could be. He is a leader like Zeus. Someone who hates war but loves a truce. Someone who does not wallow in sorrow but cares for artistic integrity like Apollo. So I arose like a rose without doubt. Am I autistic or am I artistic? I choose not to fit in because I was born to stand out. I'm a puzzle piece that does not fit. Even a muzzle around my face won't stop me from speaking some true shit. If we were to meet on the cobbles and quarrel, my words are what pack a punch. You'll walk away with a wobble. My autistic mind divine. My artistic mind shines. I present you with a present of a poet's presence in this present moment in time, who provides his picture-perfect penmanship that is pessimistic, pretty sick, and full of pain. I bet you are hoping for something merrily, but this is for that of prosperity. So I ask you all, once again, am I autistic or am I artistic? Thank you. Watch me run through with a 1-2 like a monk who knows kung fu. I will lyrically slump all when it comes to my elegant eloquence. It's evident from within my element of intelligence. Clearly I'm no dumb dude even though I flunk school. Middle finger to Trumps will rumble, watch me son you. The wise warrior avoids the battle, words to Sun Tzu. Now what you gonna do? Besides, I'm the Muhammad Ali of performing poetry in this concrete jungle. Never the type to stumble nor crumble. Yeah, that's a stumble. Fuck staying humble. I'm sorry, but Cassie? Yeah, hi, hello. Your eyes are wonderful.
Yeah.
With beautiful hair like Rapunzel. We should go straight on a date, forget Bumble. Woo! Ain't nobody matching me. I'm out of this world like the galaxy. Hard work doesn't pay off, that shit's a fallacy. Mature minds break up amicably. Sorry, but she's hot too. Will you marry me? Flow's cold like a night in December, but man's hotter than Ember. Ahead of my time like the Wu-Tang members. I'm a one-man Arsenal, no Arsene Wenger. Oh, so jodY doesn't need a mic. Someone's stunting. You're damn right, because if I touch one, that shit will malfunction. And don't you dare flip that line, otherwise I'll start head hunting. My stage presence is so spectacular, it's of another caliber, like my vernacular. Excalibur is what I call my pen. I'm old school cool like BBM. Well, no. I'm old school cool like playing Snake on Nokia 3310. The second I step on the stage, only one thing matters. The audience that gathers. I'm authentically unorthodox, like the Mad Hatter. Real G's move silent, real G's move silent, fake slabber. Forget the snakes, focus on ladders. You're hot too, carnival dagger. Hey, carnival dagger. Yeah, carnival dagger. You're hot too, carnival dagger. Hey, got more style than a Nate. Make a head spin like a blade. Those that Nate say are friends of days. Soon every week will be pay day. This room's filled with pretty late days, but us four should have a play date. Yes, I know I'm smooth and slick. So shouts out to Jane for my wife and kids. Why? Because y'all can't handle all of this. And the stage is where I'm destined to be. But if I told you I cry myself to sleep, would you believe me? Perhaps I'm just wearing a disguise in order to hide my true self, and the fact that demons are consistently feeding off my mental health. It is true, when performing, I feel like I'm morphing into an act nobody's ever seen. But behind closed doors, it's so exhausting because I'm corrupted by low self-esteem. Some mornings I lay in a daze, emotionally unstable, beating myself up like I'm both Cain and Abel. Hugging my pillow, wishing it was a girl, confessing to my diary about how me, myself, and I have a rivalry. My beauty is surrounded by darkness like a trapped poet. Did you know most artists live in deep despair? Like how Mozart lived with his hearing impaired. It's through our work we scream for help, but people blindly stare. Because when you're being entertained, why care? So I ask you this: why does society care so much for art, but hardly ever the artist? Thank you.
How did you feel about your first poetry event?
I'm feeling amazing.
Yeah. You coming again? Yeah, you coming again?
Every time.
BYOB Wembley thing.
I'm gonna be on stage.
Yes.
One day.
You're gonna write a poem. You're writing a poem.
What?
You're writing a poem.
Yeah. I'm gonna write a poem maybe.
Come on. You had it from me. You had it. Exclusive. Yeah. Miss Jones.
I feel the rain almost every day.